Bordeau. I'm a certified Zentangle teacher. Today is day 10 of Inktober 2023. Today's tangle is Buldiz by Stephanie Bordeau. If I butchered your name, I'm sorry, Stephanie. So this is a really cute tangle. It's kind of like almost like bees connected to each other. Since I'm working on a square space, I'm gonna start with, let's see, this is around the center, so I'm gonna start with 2 orbs over here and next to it, like this, and then you add like a teardrop like shape. This, and it looks like the bottom of the teardrop shape is touching with each other like this, and then you're going to add a few smaller orbs inside here, getting smaller. See how I keep turning my tile? That makes it easier to draw a same shape going different directions. And then going to add a little bit of stripe or just tightly spaced lines in this space here. And it looks like in order to make this into a border tangle or ribbon, you continue to add more orbs this way. But I feel like this space here is just perfect spot for adding this teardrop shape. So let me try. I'm just figuring out as I go. So we'll see how this goes. So this is gonna be just this part of the tangle, and I'm gonna add orbs, and then I'll add like outer circle. So this is gonna go behind these two. Let's see how this is gonna go. Then I'll do the same on this side. As you can see, the Inktober tangles, little tangles that I'm drawing for the first time, some that looked seemingly complicated. Oops, I think I want a little bit wider like this. I practiced before I start filming, but like some of them, like straightforward ones like this, I'm just gonna go for it on the camera. So I really don't know what I'm doing, but here I am tangling with you. This is a good example of no mistake philosophy in Zentangle. So now this time I'm adding a partial teardrop shape, so you are going to see even less and less of this shape. And I think this one is going to be cute if you just do randomly too, like kind of like jellies, just have random orbs rolling around. But since this tangle has a nice teardrop shape, I'm kind of playing with this tight space created by previous shapes. So I'm squeezing this teardrop like shape in between to see how this is gonna look, this is gonna work. It may work, it may not work, I don't know, but it's fun to explore and experiment. Yesterday's tangle, I added just a little bit of highlight and orb too. I completely forgot to do that. I mean, you don't have to, but I thought it would be fun to add a little bit of shading, highlighting inside the orb too, which I usually do, but I forgot to do. What should I do? What should I do from here? Maybe I can always add different tangles, but I'm pushing myself to not to do, just stick to mono tangle for each day. I don't know why I thought it will be a good practice. If I were working on a bigger piece of paper, I might have added different tangle to embellish around, but kind of wanted to stick to a single tangle for each one. And as I continue, I'm like adding just a little bit ink here and there. That's what you see like when you watch project pack videos or videos of a lot of experienced tanglers. Their pen never stops as they try to figure out what they're gonna do next. Just adding one more line here, one more this here, one more that there. That's gonna open, that's gonna invite more ideas into the piece. Because even just adding this little bit of black ink creates different feel to this tangle. Or perhaps you choose to ink in the little orbs that you have in the middle. I think that would be cute too. So feel free to do your own thing. Don't be afraid. There's no mistake in Zentangle. Just explore, experiment, find your own style. It's kind of, I don't know, it started to look like a little brooch or something. Maybe I'll just add a few orbs here and there as an embellishment. And we're gonna aura, since aura and orbs are part of this tangle step out, so I'm gonna honor that and add aura and orbs to this cluster. Like this. I think it's cute. And I'm gonna do shading and highlighting. So with my pencil, let's see, I'm gonna start with where there's an overlap. So these ones that's coming behind, it's gonna get a little bit of shadow over. That's always a good place to start. If you're not sure where to start with finding where the overlap is. So the first one that you drew is going to come in front of the ones that you drew later. You added later, so that's a good place to shade. And Zentangle shading is different from traditional shading. We don't really worry too much about source of light and direction and all that. I'm just trying to create contrast and little drama. So I'm adding some highlight to the outer casing, so to speak, of this tangle. And I'm going to use white gel pen to just ink in these tiny little orbs, because I think it's just a little too much to do shading and highlighting and inside these ones. And maybe with the bigger orb, I will do a little more detail. Just gonna add a little bit of shading, a little bit of pencil in the center. This. And then add a little bit of highlight with my white gel pen. Just adding two little dots, one slightly bigger than the other. And I'm having an aura with my white. Just feel like I have still a lot of space left on this tile. So Maria says, often says, when in doubt, just aura it. So just auraing, adding parallel line to existing line. This gives another opportunity for you to invite your creative flow while you are auraing. There may be different idea. Continuing aura. So I did with 10, now I'm doing with my 08, so slightly thinner gel pen. Just give a little different texture. And I don't know where I'm going with this, but hey, just going with my flow. And then I will do one more again with my 05 this time. So this is gonna be even thinner. So my lines are getting thinner and thinner as I go outer layer. And the space on this paper is starting to fill. Okay, and perhaps I'm gonna add, just connecting these corners, I'm gonna add just a little bit of shading. This is all experimental. I think I like this. I like it. I think it's working. So don't be afraid. Don't be afraid to make a mistake. Don't be afraid to try. Sometimes you like the result. Sometimes you don't like the result. Watching somebody present ideas and instruction is and imitating is a great way of learning, but also experimenting your own is, I think, as important. Just get an inspiration, get a hint, but don't stop there. Just do your own thing. And not always, you don't have to do your own thing. Sometimes I just want to simply being told what to do. I don't wanna think about it. I just wanna follow somebody's instruction. And but then I often kind of derail from whatever I was trying to do and ended up doing my own thing. Or sometimes, or oftentimes I make quote unquote mistake or oops, and then that takes me to completely different directions. So just put your pen on paper. That's the best thing you can do, and enjoy drawing, enjoy being in the moment. And I'm gonna add a border. When something is kind of floating and not anchored or unstable, it's really helpful to add a border around or behind that gives a kind of finished feel to it, or complete feel to it. So that's something you can do, you can try. And then I'm gonna put my top, maybe I don't know. So before you put your top, just look at your piece this way and that way and decide where you want to put your top. And here's my piece today. Thank you for watching my video, and I will see you tomorrow. If you like my video, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. See you tomorrow. Thanks. Bye.